Huh. So let's discuss some arguments of different patterns. These are the standard patterns that any student must know before handling wide variety of critical reasoning questions. Might be strengthening, weakening, assumption, or inference sort of questions. Okay.
No.
Hey there,
So
you seem a little caught up. You know, figuring out flights, accommodation, travel, and food is a lot.
right.
Yes, sir.
So it doesn't mean you are gonna get the argument question definitely comes under any one of these patterns, but you may come across some miscellaneous also. But these are the foundation any student must know. You know the types of patterns, the types of arguments you generally come across. Okay, such knowledge can be acquired by this discussion. Discussing these foundational arguments. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Um, yeah. So first one, can you please read this, Betty?
Yes, sir. Contrary to popular belief, high school students overwhelmingly approve of the high school administrative staff. We know this to be true because the student council expressed admiration for high school principal and the staff in council's editorial for the school paper.
Okay, where is the claim?
So, claim is like ending parts. We know this to be true because the student council expressed admiration for high school principal and her staff in council's editorial for school paper.
Please remember, buddy, generally evidences or premises are placed just beyond because. Beyond because generally we include reasons, right?
Okay.
So reasons are evidences, kind of evidence.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Before because you can see author's claim or author's conclusion. This is
Okay.
author's conclusion. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what's the author's conclusion? Contrary to popular belief, okay, it is contrast to the idea of most of the people. That is, high school students overwhelmingly approve of the high school administrative staff. The
Okay.
claim is, let me write it brief, right? So, high school students approve of their staff. Any doubt?
No, sir. The evidence is that they wrote it in the school editorial.
Any doubt? Or no?
No, sir. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah. Next, evidence. Evidence mostly, as I told you, already happened things, currently happening things, factual information, right? Reasoning, reasons. Okay. Evidence is student council. In fact, expressed admiration means somehow, approved. Already approved of their staff. Have I changed the meaning?
No, no change.
Pranav?
No, sir. No change. No
No,
change.
no. Now check. As I told you, eliminate the common meaning between claim and evidences. You will find, you know, you will find the
Assumption.
assumption. So whatever the remnants you are left with can be written in a meaningful way and check whether it is true based on the argument or not, whether it is unstated. Then you can conclude that's the assumption, right?
Okay. Yes, sir.
So approve of, approved of. So ultimately you are actually left with,
High school students and
you can equate these two. So high school students are equal to student council. Okay, author assumed that high school
student council
students,
speaks for the entire for
right, right.
the high school
Student
students.
council is actually uh, the correct
Speaking for everyone.
representative of all the high school students' opinions.
Yes.
Right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
So you may even raise a why question. Why high school students approve their staff? Because student council approved.
Student council approves.
So high school students decide based on the student council opinions. So student council is actually correct representative of high school students' ideas, right? Okay, you can simply write the assumption as the corresponding assumption as
High school students are
student council
represented. It represents high school students.
always represents
High school students.
all the high school students. So generally, this is the argument of sampling pattern, because student council is an elementary part of all the high school students. So whatever the particular sample, says, that is actually the same as high school students' opinions, right?
Yes.
The student council, the sample is representing the whole,
Yes.
right, buddy?
Yes,
Student
sir.
council is actually
Representing all the students.
sample, and all the high school students is the whole. How this analysis, how this knowledge is useful? Okay, if you come across any argument in which you are able to see a sample and the whole, you should be able to instantly recollect this assumption that is sample represents the whole,
Yes.
based on which you can write the corresponding assumption.
Yes.
You have to just check what is sample in the given in the argument and what is the whole given in the argument, and you can directly write down the assumption.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Right. So how about strengthening and weakening lines for this? Strengthening, weakening lines are kind of reasons, kind of reasonings, or kind of evidence. Have you got my point, buddy?
Okay. So
Strengthening, reasoning lines, if you say that is yes, it's just yes, you are repeating the same. If you say no, you are again not clearly come up with clear, suitable reason. So
yes.
if you want to support, strengthening means always strengthens the given argument. You can come up with
Okay.
any other example, any other case which actually strengthens the author's assumption, supports the author's assumption, cements the author's assumption.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Come up with a reason which actually supports the author's assumption. That is,
Saying because high school students will vote the student council, so they're a good representative for the
you said
high school
something that
students.
is not clearly audible.
I said that the standing argument is that high school students vote for the student council, so therefore
Correct,
they
correct.
are
You're
they're good
you're correct. You're correct.
representatives.
So let me write it in a refined way. So all the members of student council are generally elected by, right, all the high school students.
Yes.
So in the answer choices, you will see this sentence only. You should be able to relate this one to the assumption.
Okay.
Like, so high school students, sorry, student council, right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Always
Presents high school students.
represents the
High school students.
high school students. Any doubt?
So not.
So the right option definitely gives a clear reasoning for the assumption, clear
Yes.
reasoning for the claim.
Yes.
Isn't that right? So
Yes.
in the answer choices as well, you may even check like this. Read the answer choice, go with so, and read that particular assumption or
Choice.
claim.
Okay.
If the whole sentence is logically consistent, logically sound, then that could be your answer.
No.
Is it clear, buddy?
Yes.
Right. So weakening line. Weakening means useful to attack the argument, attack the assumption. So I need an idea or a reason for the idea that student council won't represent high school students.
So all members of the student council are not elected by high school students.
But come up with any other. If they were not elected by high school students, who elects them?
They were picked by the administrative staff.
Buddy?
They were picked by the administrative staff.
Yes, something principal or something. Okay.
Yes.
Principal. School principal selects the student council, right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Not by high school students. Now you can say.
Okay.
So, student council does not represent high school students. Am I right, buddy?
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes. Honest.
Right. So this is how you should be able to write model strengthening and weakening lines while you are handling the questions.
Okay.
Okay. With which you can compare the answer choices and pick the correct one. So this is the argument of sampling pattern. Argument of
Sampling.
sampling pattern. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now move on to another one. So where is the claim, where is the premise, and where is the assumption?
Second one, claim is that increased consumption of ice cream causes motorboating accidents.
Okay. This is the
And
conclusion, right?
yes, sir.
The rest is evidence. Okay, there is a claim indicator. Always precedes the claim. Huh.
Assumption is
Whenever.
that, so assumption is already given, sir. I think
But,
the so they already gave assumption, no, sir?
huh. But assumption can also be written in different way. Like let me tell you. So somehow, if you eliminate the common meaning, you will be left with consumption and sales.
Okay.
You can even write sales are always representative of the level of consumption by the people. Can I say?
Sir.
Is it true or not?
It is, sir.
As per the argument, it is true. It is an assumption. There is possibility of other assumptions also for this argument. Generally, you have to call this argument as argument of causal pattern.
Okay.
Causal, not casual. Causal.
Yes, sir.
Causal pattern, because you can see a cause and also an effect or consequence. If you are able to find out a pair of cause and effect, more causes and effects. So if the argument is revolving around causes and effects, then that must be considered argument of causal pattern, for which the general assumptions are, the first general assumption is no other cause. No other cause is, okay, no other cause, simply to say no other cause is responsible for the given consequence, given some consequence.
Okay.
Okay, the first one is no other cause. The second is no other consequence.
Yes,
First
sir.
is no other cause.
No other consequence.
No other cause means mentioned cause is the only correct one.
Yes, sir.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
No other consequence is possible for the given cause. So consequence always follows the cause. You can even rewrite the same as consequence or effect always follows the cause,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
No other cause. It's not a coincidence. It always happens. So no other cause. For no other cause, you may even write it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence generally for no other consequence, right?
Yes, sir.
It's not a coincidence. It's always same. It always happens. Like whenever there is a cause, this is the standard consequence. No other consequence. Is it clear? So no other consequence. Given consequence is the right consequence for the given cause, right, buddy?
Yes.
Yeah. So consequence always follows the cause. It's not a coincidence, right? No other cause, no other consequence is possible for the given cause.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The third assumption is no reverse causality. No reverse causality. No reverse causality means if you interchange cause and effects, that's actually wrong.
Okay.
Author believes the mentioned cause is the correct cause, mentioned effect is the correct effect.
Okay. You interchange, they won't be the same.
No other cause, no other consequence, no reverse causality. These are the three things author always must have stick to, right? No reverse causal. These are the assumptions for any argument of causal pattern. You should be able to remember, and if you come across any argument revolving around cause and effects, you should be able to recollect these generalized assumptions instantly and write the corresponding assumption to that. Okay?
Yes.
Right, buddy?
Yes. Yes.
Next. So how about the corresponding assumption for each for this argument? No other cause means ice cream consumption is the correct cause for the motor boating accidents, right?
Yes, sir.
No other consequence means how about the corresponding assumption, related assumption?
Uh,
Buddy,
yes, sir. I'm thinking. Sir, we won't be there for this, no, sir.
no other consequence means motor boating accidents is the correct consequence for the given cause of increased ice cream consumption. The given consequence is the correct consequence, right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
What are that? Motor boating accidents is the correct consequence
Okay.
for the cause of increased consumption of ice cream. That's
Ice
it.
cream.
Consequence always follows the cause means okay, motor boating accidents always follow the increased consumption of ice creams by the
Yes,
people.
sir. Yes, sir.
It's not a coincidence. No reverse
Okay.
causality means the
If it
causality
change.
mentioned is increased consumption causes motor boating accidents.
Yes, sir.
Reverse causality means motor boating
Increase
accidents causes
increase
increased consumption.
consumption. Okay.
No reverse causality means motor boating accidents will not cause increased consumption of ice cream, right?
Ice creams. Okay. Yes, sir.
Motor boating accident
Will not cause increase in consumption of ice
will
cream.
not cause will not lead to or will not cause
Increase consumption of ice cream.
Increase consumption of.
ice cream.
Yeah, this is also one of the things author believe. Okay, based on which this argument frame. Clear?
Yes, yes.
Now strengthening, weakening. If you really
Hmm.
want to write a strengthening line, come up with any natural or inherent cause for this particular cause and effects.
Okay.
Yeah, ice cream consumption can cause some ice creams can cause dizziness for the drivers,
Isn't
might
this okay?
have caused more motorboating accidents.
Okay.
Recently proven ice cream consumption can cause frequent dizziness and causes
Leading to
accidents.
more total accident.
Right, buddy? I have included additional information, but actually looks inherent, natural, correct.
Yes, sir.
Right, that's how you can strengthen.
Okay.
And if you come up with any other cause, that weakens actually. If you rule out, you dismiss any other cause from consideration. Rule out any other cause. You rule out any other cause from consideration. What does that mean? You are supporting the given cause.
Yes, sir.
Rule out any other cause. For weaken,
We can say that
come up with
consumption
any
of ice
other
cream
cause.
consumption of ice cream has no relation to motorboating accidents.
Come up with any other cause. For example, um,
Ice cream
harsh
consumption has
driving.
no relation
Not the ice
to.
cream consumption. Harsh driving is the correct cause for motorboating accidents.
Okay.
Rash driving by the drivers is the correct cause for motorboating accidents. So you have come up with a different reason. So it weakens the argument. Okay. You're saying something.
No, no, I'm saying.
Right. If you come up with any other cause, that weakens the argument. If you come up with any other consequence, ice cream consumption has actually caused the people to catch cold. That's it.
Yes, sir.
So you have come up with a different consequence, weakens this argument.
Yes, sir.
Right. So in the adjoining city, ice cream consumption, right?
Yes, sir.
Increased ice cream consumption has not led to accidents.
Accident, increase accident, sir.
There is a cause, but there is no consequence,
Yes, sir.
right? That's
Yes.
also consequence always follows the cause. Means if you come up with consequence, won't follow the cause. There is a cause, but there is no consequence. No
Yes.
any consequence. Even no consequence is a different consequence, right?
Yes, sir.
Uh, so that's how you can actually weaken the argument. Okay,
Yes.
clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
This is argument of causal pattern.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right.
Yes, sir.
The next one.
So claim is that Ogdenville should build mass transit system which relies upon buses, subway, and light rail. And then the rest is
Okay,
evidence.
yes. Ogdenville should build a mass transit system which relies upon buses, subways, and light rail. There is a keyword thus beyond which you can find a claim. So, why author actually believes that Ogdenville should also build same mass transit system? Because author somewhere felt both are similar,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes.
So,
That
whenever
will be
you see a
assumption.
kind of comparison in the given argument, that must be called argument of analogy pattern.
Okay. Analogy because his author feels that New York and Ogdenville are almost the same.
Uh, so, the assumption what author believe, why author actually comparing these two? Because author believes both are similar. Both are alike. Is it clear, buddy?
Yes.
Author believe like both are similar. Both are similar means New York City and Ogdenville are similar.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you really want to strengthen, come up with any additional similarity which are not mentioned in the argument, and rule out any dissimilarity.
Okay. So there are no dissimilarities, no question.
If you really want to strengthen, if you do, you can rule out
Okay.
dissimilarity.
Okay.
To strengthen, you can come up with any kind of information, right? Any kind of case
Yes.
or situation scenario,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay. So, for example, if I come up with, it has proven that the lifestyle in New York City and Ogdenville are
Almost similar.
not similar. If I say are not similar, it weakens.
Okay. Similar is to strengthen.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Dismissing, ruling out the dissimilarity means the infrastructural differences have been ruled out between New York City and Ogdenville.
Okay. Yes.
So in both cities, infrastructure is similar. The idea of both infrastructures are different have been proven wrong.
Yes.
So you are ruling out the dissimilarity, and it strengthens.
Strengthens. Yes.
Lifestyles in both cities are same, so you can build same mass transit system.
Okay.
Is it clear, buddy?
Yes.
And again, if you really want to weaken, what do you have to write?
They're not the same. They're dissimilar.
So come up with any dissimilarity.
Population is
Highlight
different.
any dissimilarity.
Budget.
Yes.
Okay.
Rule out any similarity.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
Yes.
So for any analogy pattern, the assumption is both are alike. Both A and B are similar. Okay. And strengthening, weakening lines are going to be written based on these generalized assumptions and generalized strengthening, weakening lines. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is sanitation department's announcement. What they said, we have solved city's pest problem. Poison
Yes.
bait, because poison bait has been placed throughout the city parks.
Yes.
So doing
Claim is
something,
that they solve the city's pest problem, and
I'll
evidence
tell you.
is that.
Let me tell you.
Okay. Okay.
Doing something because they need something. Okay.
Yes.
So after because, that is actually evidence.
Yes.
Okay. What are they doing actually?
Placing the
Placing the poison bait.
percentage.
So poison bait has been placed throughout the city parks is actually the claim for the reader.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So what they did for that? What they are actually to get their city's problem solved.
Yes.
That is actually evidence. Clear?
Yes.
So whenever you are able to find doing something a kind of plan, that is the argument of planning pattern.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Argument of planning pattern. In the argument of planning pattern, author actually Author actually suggests the plan to you. So planning pattern assumption. The assumptions are do the plan. Author actually suggests you do the plan if you have similar problem.
Yes.
Author also emphasizes vouch for the plan, like no problem with the plan.
Okay.
There are no loopholes with the plan in the plan.
Okay.
Okay, plan never fails. Plan works.
Okay.
Okay, what's the plan? Okay, how about corresponding assumption? Do the plan. Okay, uh, place the poison bait to get your pest problem resolved. That's the assumption.
Yes.
No problem with the plan. Okay, poison bait. Placing the poison bait. The plan of placing the poison bait has no loopholes and definitely get your pest problem resolved.
Resolved. Yes.
Okay, plan works.
Yes.
So placing the poison bait always works in case of getting rid of pest problem.
Yes.
They are the corresponding assumptions.
Okay.
And if you really want to write strengthening lines, what do you have to do?
Uh,
You have to ratify, you have to acknowledge plan is okay. Plan is actually
Plan
working,
works. Okay.
right? Plan has no problems and no loopholes.
Correct.
No loopholes in the plan. It always works,
Okay. Yes.
right? So in the
Yes.
adjoining city, they placed the poison bait and they have got rid of entire city's pest problem,
Best problem. Okay.
right? But it
Yes.
actually acknowledging, it is actually supporting with a clear case, with an example, right?
Previous. Yes.
Next, weakening line. Problem with the plan. Any case which actually proving there is a problem with the plan.
Okay. So in another city, it didn't work or something
Poison
like
bait has not worked.
Yes.
Pests have become so resistant to poison bait,
Poison.
and no city has got rid of pest problem, although they followed this method. With any problem with the plan, there is a loophole with the plan. Problem with the plan or loophole in the plan or plan failed in this case. There is a case in which plan failed.
Plan failed. Yes.
Or no scope to the plan. You can't even apply the plan in this case.
Okay.
No chance for the plan. You can't even apply the plan in this case. So if you come up with any case where you highlight the problem with the plan or loophole with the plan, that weakens. If you come up with a case where there is no chance to apply the plan, again weakens, right? If you come up with any case where plan failed, followed and failed, then that can also work like a weakening line. Is it clear?
Yes.
Right. These are the major patterns. Mostly, the argument questions raised from, okay,
Yes.
are raised from or given from. So you should be able to remember all these models, all 4 models of patterns along with an example. What kind of examples we have actually learned this or discussed. You should remember all these 4 patterns, along with the example questions we discussed. So there are 4 patterns, right?
Yes. Planning,
Sampling,
analysis,
causal, analogy,
analogy.
planning. There is another one, manipulating the data or something. I have even shared that
Yes, sir. You shared it in the group as well.
I've shared in the group.
Yes.
And let me share the properties of assumption also.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Let me share the example sentences for each of the pattern.
Okay, sir. Sir, I sent Samita a message, sir. She said that she'll talk to you in a while, sir. After my class, she said she'll talk.
Oh, Shravya or Samhita?
Samita, sir. She said she didn't join the classes. So,
She hasn't joined the class, right?
yes, sir. She said she'll talk to you.
Okay. This is the analogy pattern, right?
Yes, sir.
In analogy pattern, you can see premise means evidence. True for X, something true for X. Conclusion, also true for Y.
Yes, sir.
So author believes X is similar to Y. We can
Right.
show that Y is different from X in relevant ways.
Yes.
Strengthen that demonstrate X and Y are comparable in relevant ways.
This is the New York City and the other one also.
Correct. Next. Interpretation of evidence pattern means along with the numerical statistics and all. Okay. So the evidence consists of a information about, in a fact or piece of evidence, often a statistical record, numbers, figures. Conclusion and interpretation of that evidence. So a conclusion, what based on that particular statistics, what we can conclude, that can be seen. Assumption is there is no other way to interpret the facts. This is the best way. These are the correct statistics which actually proves the point author has given. Be on the lookout for the shift between numbers and percentages of or a misunderstanding of statistical findings. No misunderstandings or something. That's the assumption. We can offer an alternative interpretation of the evidence. The actually given evidences should be understood in this way. The given understanding is wrong. Okay. Demonstrated the evidence was correctly interpreted. For strengthening. Weakening is if you come up with alternative explanation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the other one, sampling pattern, what we discussed, right? What's the example we discussed for sampling pattern? Student council and all the high school students.
Student council, high school students.
The evidence is going to be something is true for subset of population, elementary part of population. A sample, true for sample. Conclusion, it's true for the whole population. So assumption is sample always represents the whole. Sample is representative. For weakening line, show that the sample is not representative of the whole by showing a difference between sample and the population.
Population, yes.
So you have to come up with a reason why why sample is not representative of the whole.
Okay.
And strengthen, you have to come up with a reason how sample is representative of the whole. Any proper reasoning or evidence, right? Showing a similarity between sample and the whole. That means population. Clear?
Yes.
The next one is planning pattern, what we discussed just now. There is no, there is a plan to solve the given problem, that is premise. Conclusion is do the plan.
True.
Assumption, there are no problems with the plan. We can point out problems with the plan, strengthen, offer solutions to any potential problems with the plan.
Yes.
Although plan has some problems, these are the solutions to overcome the problems associated with the plan. Then that works like a strengthening line. Okay.
Correct. Yes.
Finally, causal pattern. So and B are correlated and B follows A. The conclusion is A caused B. Assumption is not a coincidence means always happens. The other one is no other cause.
Yes. Okay.
It's not a coincidence, no other consequence.
Okay.
There is no other cause. We can offer evidence to show that it is a coincidence. It has happened only here, it won't happen any other case. Show a counter example in which the cause is present but the effect doesn't follow. So if you come up with any other possible causes, that's also we can. Right?
Yes.
Next. Strengthening lines. Offer evidence to show that it is likely to be a coincidence. Is not likely to be a coincidence. Always happens. Provide an additional example of cause being present and the effect following. Additional example. You have come up with another case where the same cause and same effect.
Okay.
Rule out
Yes.
other possible causes.
Mm.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the discussion on basic patterns. It's actually